Hey, you guys, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I just had to restart, you guys. I did not want to start off not knowing what direction to really go in. That's not where I want to lead you guys, okay? So I'm going to give you guys some time to get back in the chat. I apologize. Let's start again, okay? So, what I wanted to say, and I know you guys are going to be rolling in. I apologize. Thank you so much for joining me again. Let me know if you guys can hear me for those of you guys who are here. For some reason, I'm not able to see the chat. Okay, you can hear me. Thank you. Okay, the rest of you guys are rolling back in. I apologize, you guys. I just don't want to start off. It's kind of scattered all over the place, okay? Thank you guys for coming back in loud and clear. Thank you. Okay, so I really want to have a conversation more so with my women followers or supporters. I know that I have some men that follow me, but this is more so for the women because if you haven't been noticing lately, there's definitely been a shift when it comes to the type of work that I do, the readings that I do. When it comes to private readings, I feel like they're great, but at the same time, I still feel myself holding back out of respect, you can say, for my supporters. I know that a lot of people have a hard time when it comes to hearing things that they don't necessarily want to hear or acknowledge. And lately, I've been feeling this urge to push myself beyond my own limitations, especially when it comes to the type of work that I do. And it's my art, it's my artistry, okay? So thank you guys who came back in. I'm pretty sure that some people are like, what the hell happened to the last chat? I had to end it because I don't want to come to you guys and be misleading, okay? Part of my title for this video is You've Been Lied to, okay? And I said, this is a warning that this may hurt. And I mean that in a sense that a lot of people who come to these type of channels where people are giving out, tarot readings or spiritual advice, I just feel like a lot of information that's being put out there is really misleading and it's misguiding a lot of people. Like when it comes to the type of work that I do, that's why I asked you guys in the last live, how long have you been with me? Because my message, I feel like it hasn't changed. If anything, it's become more uncut, more raw. And what I'm trying to say is, I'm getting to the point where it's becoming even more difficult for me personally to continue to do these type of readings because I know the type of responsibility that these type of readings carry. Because so many of you guys look to these readings for guidance. You look to these readings for insight. Like a lot of you guys depend on these messages in order to make certain decisions in your life. And I'm not saying that's a good or a good or a bad thing. I'm just saying that some people on this platform are definitely misusing it, and that's in any field. It doesn't matter what career path, what calling you subscribe to or you're in. There's always going to be abuse. Okay, I'm trying to get to where I want to go with this. So just bear with me, you guys. With that being said, I wanted to say that it's very difficult lately for me to put out these messages without ruffling some feathers. And I know that a lot of people will start to eventually, unsubscribe when their wounded Chiron, as I like to call it, is touched, once you start digging deeper or taking people to a place where they're not ready to go or ready to dig into. it could become uncomfortable for a lot of you guys. And I've noticed that when it comes to my personal readings, a lot of messages come through. Even if a person did not necessarily ask, I cannot withhold information that comes through from spirit, if that makes sense. And thank you. I love that these readings are accurate for you guys, but at this point in my life, it's bigger than accuracy. It's bigger than me. It's always been bigger than me, what I'm trying to say. And I am getting to the point where it's very difficult to see people in my comments, people who email me, people who hit me up on Instagram, just people, just feeling people's energy in general, which is why, if you haven't noticed lately, it takes me like a month or two just to get back to all of your comments. I used to be on the comments all the time, you know, giving advice, just letting people know that I hear you, I feel you, I understand you. And now it's so hard to even do that because so many people are suffering, you know, and I know that so many people are misinformed and misguided. Okay. So I feel like I am being called to really take my channel in a different direction. What that means exactly, I don't know, because what I'm trying to do is incorporate these messages as much as possible into these readings because I truly want people to be whole. I want people to realize their power. I want people to realize just how special you truly are. I want people to really step into themselves. And I talk to so many people, especially women, more so women than men, who really don't even know who they are. They don't really have a true perception or idea of what love really is or how to love or how to be loved, but they want it and they desire it so badly. And I constantly see so many of you guys getting in relationships or entertaining people who aren't even worth the time of day, especially not your time. And so many of you guys are heartbroken and distraught and lonely and depressed and just going through it, just so misguided, and it's all because of love. And if you've been with me for over a year or so, my message has not changed. I've been telling you guys over and over and over again that it starts with self. And I know that it's so watered down now because there's so many people who know how to speak the quote unquote spiritual lingual or whatever, you know, like it's so many people who sound good, but don't know shit, you know. And I understand how that could even be frustrating for a lot of you guys because it's frustrating to me, you know. I said in my last live, if you were not called to the spotlight, you should not be on stage. And that was a message to anybody out here who is doing any type of spiritual work or, you know, readings or whatever you may be doing for the popularity, for the money, for the fame. You're playing with people's lives, you know, and I'm not here to play with anybody's lives. I take this almost too seriously, you know, if that's even a thing. And sometimes and how I'm feeling right now is that I am almost like, I don't want to say sacrificing myself. I don't want to sound all dramatic and shit with it, but I'm to the point where I'm willing to sacrifice like even this platform because I know that people will start to fall away, but I also know that the right people will come. You know what I mean? And I have hoped for the longest, you know, that was my intention, that was my hope, my prayer, my desire, my intention for the right people to be here anyways, people who are really looking not just for when is my soulmate coming, when is the one coming, is he coming back, is she coming back, but I was hoping and wishing and praying, and my intention was to reach those people who wanted to know what it is within themselves that causes these issues to arise in the first place. What is it within yourself that attracts these type of individuals, that attracts these type of experiences in the first place, and how do you end those patterns? Because that's really what a generational curse is. A lot of people hear the word curse and they really think that their bloodline their DNA, their ancestors were cursed, or damned to hell, damned to a life of misery, damned to fail in relationships. That's not what it is. It's a perpetuated pattern that's been learned time and time again through actions. People, your parents showing you your first example of what a relationship is or what love is, and then you taking that in, even if you didn't know you were taking it in, it may have been something that you learned subconsciously, but then you go out and you repeat those same relationships. That's what I consider to be a generational curse, not breaking the pattern. One of the main patterns that I know a lot of women, especially women of color, I guess you can say, repeat is the single mother generational curse, you know? And what I am here to hopefully instill in people is that you have everything within yourself you have everything within yourself to change it. There's nothing outside of you that can change that pattern, that behavior for you. You have everything within yourself to change it. And I feel like people are just missing the know-how, the tools. And in my readings, again, my intention when I said, for those of you guys who have been with me for over a year, you already know that I always used to preach about emotional intelligence. I realized that lately, the last few months, I haven't really said it as much. And I feel like that's because we should be past that. That should be a given. As time progresses, you enter different phases. So it's almost like I retired that, not even knowing that I retired it, because I felt like, okay, now you got the foundation. Now I'm moving into what it's like to be, and I tell you guys too, be spiritually grounded. And I feel like a lot of you guys, that goes over your head. And what that means is, what do you believe in? What sustains you? And I'm not talking about physically. What sustains you? What keeps you? What do you rely on when there's no one around you to call? When there's no one laying next to you? What sustains you? You should have a spiritual ritual, a routine. And I'm not talking about getting on your knees and praying and begging. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, what guides you? What do you believe in that's bigger than yourself, that you can't see, but you feel it and you know it's there? Everyone should have a spiritual foundation. This is why I say get spiritually grounded, get spiritually grounded. You need to get spiritually grounded, because some of you guys are missing that. And that's why you depend on these men and these relationships, and you see these men in these relationships as your everything. And once your everything is gone, you're left more broken than ever. And it shouldn't ever be that way. And that's how you know you really need to go within. You really need to do some self evaluation. You need to really analyze that, get to the bottom of that, because you're searching for something and you won't ever be fulfilled seeking that in the flesh, okay? Yeah, it's not just the belief in God, it's the knowing. It's the knowing that that's what sustains you. That's what dwells within you. That's your strength, you know? Because men men will disappoint you. Women will disappoint you. Friendships, family members, they will disappoint you. You have to have something more solid than that to lean on, okay? And also, what's becoming really hard to do with these readings, and I read past the cards, okay? A lot of you guys think that the things that I say, I'm getting off of the cards. Most of the time, when I am, especially when I'm talking like super quick, that shit's coming from somewhere else. I'm just channeling. Most of the time, I don't even go based off of the card definitions. If you guys haven't already picked up on that, I come up with my own, or shall I say, I don't know where it comes from, but it comes to me. It's something else. It's not written on the cards. It's just something else that I see or feel, and then I relay those messages to you. And a lot of times I notice that my readings are not rainbows and unicorns. They're not these, these great, like fluffed up, like feel good readings. They really aren't. And that's not done purposely. It's just that I feel like my readings deal with a lot of real life shit that needs to be addressed. And it's not being addressed. And I feel like people are being sold, false realities, false hope. So, yeah, Carmen, I did want to touch on that. And that's where I was heading as well. But I wanted to make sure that I was setting the foundation. Again, you can't go anywhere without setting the foundation. So, like I was saying, if you've been with me for a while, I talked a lot about emotional intelligence, and I feel like that may have gone over a lot of people's heads. So, women, you operate off of emotions more than anything instead of logic. I honestly feel like you need an even balance, an equal balance of both, okay? However, so many of you are led by your emotions. You're so easily triggered. Anything could set you off. Anything can make you feel any sort of way, and then you have these deep needs and desires for partnerships because you feel like these partnerships are going to sustain you or fulfill you when in actuality, you need to be pursuing yourself. What you really crave is a higher connection to your higher self and a higher power, you know? And a lot of times when I first started out, I would just talk about emotional intelligence, getting spiritually grounded, loving yourself, and healing from your traumas, your childhood wounds. Like, you guys have to do this, and men are guilty of this too. They are not excluded. They have to do this as well. Because a lot of you women, you're not really even in romantic relationships. You think you are, but you're really playing these men mothers. You're nurturing these men when you are in fact in need of nurturing. You're giving so much of yourselves with the hopes that this person will see the greatness in you and someday marry you or choose you above all else when you're not even choosing yourselves. And I know that could be hard to hear as well, but I talk to so many women who chase men, literally chase men. And that's not the way it's supposed to be. In my last live, I said, what did I say? I said the game never changes, but the player does. The game is still the same, you guys. A lot of you guys are like, oh, this is old school way of thinking and people don't operate like that no more. Listen, you've been lied to. Okay? I know social media told you that if you are sexual, if you're sexy, the more you show, the more attention you're going to get, but in actuality, you're getting the worst type of attention. No one's going to look at you showing and giving all of yourself and think that's something that I want to marry. I don't care how much likes you get. I don't care how much attention you get from men. Those same men that are liking your shit and commenting on those pictures, those are the guys that are still chasing the one that isn't paying them any mind, the one that doesn't need them for anything, the one that knows her worth, the one that's busy living her best life, not worried about when a relationship is going to come, who's going to marry her. That's the one that they're trying to get the attention of, to be completely honest, you know? And I say this all the time. I talk about life purpose. I always tell women, you know what? You're supposed to be doing something much bigger, something more. You need to focus on your career. You need to focus on yourself. And people hate that. You know how many people I talk to and I know they don't want to hear that, you know what, you're going to have to do the inner work. You're going to have to work on yourself. You have to build yourself up first. You have to be a whole person before you can expect to meet your equal. You know, a lot of people really have this idea that you're supposed to meet someone else and then they're supposed to complete you. They're supposed to make you whole. You guys have been lied to. I used to say a few years ago, I remember saying this to someone. It was after this Destiny Child song was on or whatever on the radio. And I was like, the line where I believe Beyonce was like, it has to be 50-50 in a relationship. And I was like, that is so dumb. That is so dumb. And I went on this whole tangent about how you weren't born half a person, you were born whole. You were born at 100%. So, what do you mean you have to be 50-50 in a relationship? Meaning you are only half of who you are until you find somebody else to complete your other side of yourself. That's the biggest lie ever told. You have to be 100-100. You both should be showing up as whole people, because what happens to that other half of the 100 if you come in with 50 and they come in with 50? And if it doesn't work out, so you telling me you're going to be left with being half a person? I always told you guys too that your cup should overfloweth, meaning anybody who comes in, you should already be at the rim, if not like flowing over the rim. That way, if anybody comes in and let's say they aren't your equal, they aren't your match, and if it ends, or if you're, smart enough and you love yourself enough to move away from that person, they don't take anything from your cup. They can take what spilled over on the ground, but they can't leave with nothing else. Okay? They can add to you. You can add to them, but they don't make you. They don't make half of you even. Okay? So I feel like you guys have to kind of get rid of these outdated concepts. So what I wanted to touch on, and I said it earlier as well, is that I feel like a lot of people want to change. They want better. They want to do better. And a lot of you guys even know better because you've seen these type of relationships and experiences play out, not only in your life, but also in the lives of your mothers, your aunts, your cousins, your sisters. You've seen these relationships play out time and time again. And sometimes people don't even realize that there's better out there or there's a different way, you know? So a lot of times we fall victim to just not, being aware of a different reality that we can create for ourselves. So with that being said, I want women to understand your worth, that you're not just a woman, that you're not just eye candy, that you're not just someone's plaything. I want you guys to understand that you don't ever have to prove yourself to a man. This is not an audition. You're not trying to get the leading role. You are the entire movie. You don't have to audition. You don't have to show out. You don't have to put your best self forward for anybody. You should just be that already for yourself. Okay? You should just be that for yourself. You should not wake up every day wondering, where is the one? Where is the one? You should not start talking to somebody and instantly you fall for his representative, which is the actor. You should not fall for everything that somebody says. You should not be sleeping with anybody that has not invested in you. And even after they invested, you still have to let shit play itself out so you can really see a person's character, because there is a thing called love bombing, you guys. Some men, oh my God. Oh, okay, here we go. We're about to get into it. I can feel it coming. Excuse me. I have to get some water, you guys. I can feel it coming. That's guidance in the background, you guys. So when it comes to letting people show and prove, a lot of women, you don't even allow a man's full character and full self to show up. First of all, a lot of you guys go for just potential, okay? And that's a no-no. Don't ever go for just potential, okay? What it could be. That's not how it's supposed to go. That's not how it's supposed to work. When it comes to what I was saying about a woman showing up, there goes divine. So there's guidance in divine. Oh, Lord. They don't want me to tell you guys this. They're trying to stop me. My voice is going out. I can't be stopped. But You don't have to audition. You don't have to put forth your best self. You don't have to put all your eggs in a basket when it comes to what you feel like is a catch. Okay, a man should already recognize. He should already recognize that you're a gift. Okay, you shouldn't have to prove to anyone that you should be chosen, that you're the one. You should already know you're the one, no matter who comes along. Stop auditioning, ladies. Understand that you are a goddess. You don't need to audition for a place in anybody's movie. Create your own movie. You're the star. You're the movie. You're the set. You're the director. You're everything. You know what I mean? You're everything. So stop trying to prove yourself to men. Stop telling all your business on the first date. Stop talking, okay? Because you know what you're doing? You're actually giving them the blueprint on how they can make you their prey. And a lot of you guys don't understand this. And I talked about this a little bit in my last live. If you guys have not watched the Let's Talk, this may be shocking. You guys got to go back and watch it because that was so raw and uncut and it just came out of nowhere. Okay. I just felt compelled to go live and I felt like I was all over the place, but the feedback really helped a lot of people. But what I'm getting to is that, oh Lord, I went off track now. I don't remember where I was going with that. Stop talking. That's where I left off. Stop talking so much. A lot of you guys are giving people the blueprint on how to play you, and then you become the prey. Okay. You think that you have this connection with someone, but a lot of you guys show up and you're connecting through your pain, meaning those of you guys, and I talk to these people all the time. You know, they had a date and it went great and they had a connection, but boom, he ghosted you. He ghosted you. I already know. I don't even have to pull cards. I already know that you went on this date and you told all your damn business. You told him about your ex and the ex before that and all of your family issues. And then you told him about how many kids you have and all the issues that you're having with their fathers. And you know what I mean? Like, stop telling all your business because then what he's going to do is he's going to shape his character around the type of person that you're looking for in order for him to get what he really came for, which is sex. Okay, let's be real. And when I say stop auditioning, stop sleeping with these men in the hopes that they're going to choose you. It does not work that way. I don't care how many videos are on YouTube telling you that you need to test the waters before you get in a relationship or before you even consider marriage. I don't give a damn how many people on Instagram are telling you this is how you get a man. And look, you've been lied to. It's okay if you made these mistakes. Look, I say no experience is ever wasted, meaning don't repeat that shit again. It's not working. Throw it away. Throw it away. Okay. I bet any amount of money that some of the men that you guys are sleeping with, that you're on and off again with, that you're having all these problems with, and they don't want to commit, they don't want to give a title. I bet you right now, if you text them or called them and said, I am thinking about, no, I am celibate. I am no longer having sex. I'm working on myself. I'm going on a spiritual journey. Some of you may never even get a text back. They may just disappear. You may never even see them again. You know, if you decide to go on a journey of celibacy, like not having sex. Okay. Some of you guys can text those dudes right now and tell them you are stuck on the side of the road, you have a flat tire, you don't know what to do, you need help. And they're going to either ignore you or give you a million and one reasons why they can't make it or tell you what you should be doing or who you should be calling. If that is you, if this strikes a chord, if you're upset by that, then this message is for you. You have some work to do, okay? They're showing you their true character. They're not reliable. That's not your man. That's not your husband, okay? So stop entertaining and auditioning and giving your best selves to these individuals who have not even shown up for you, who have not even chosen you. You know what I mean? You can't even rely on them. And like I said earlier, most of you guys think you're in a romantic relationship when you're really being preyed on. You're really mothering someone. A lot of men out here, they also have their own, healing to do. A lot of them are not looking for wives, they're looking for their mother. You know, a lot of them don't even know what a real relationship looks like because they did not have a father figure. And I'm not saying this is all men, and I'm not putting everything on men, because a lot of women, because you have been conditioned to think one way as well, and you use your bodies to get what you think is love a lot of times, or to have leverage over a man, or to, get in his pockets, or whatever you're using yourself for. A lot of you guys wouldn't even like recognize what a good man is, or you guys may have, even some of you guys have had great men, but you couldn't see him as such because you're so jaded, you know and because you may not even know what love really is and how it feels and how you're supposed to conduct yourself and things of that nature. I can go on forever. But stop being the one to initiate things. Stop being the one trying to prove that you're the one, okay? Stop trying to prove that you're the one by putting all your eggs in one basket, by cooking and showing that you're cleaning and giving them sex at their beck and call, trying to prove to them that you're a wife. That's not even what a real wife consists of. Again, you've been lied to. It's in the movies, it's online. You know, a lot of you guys are watching these YouTube couples and you're falling for the you're falling for the fantasy, and to each their own. But you guys have to understand that people will only allow you to see what they want you to see. Okay? It's about selling an illusion, a fantasy, the Seven of Cups. Okay? So stop auditioning. You are the main actress. You are the leading role. You are the one. Understand that within yourself. You don't have to prove. If you're proving to a man that you're the one, then guess what? He's not the one either. And you have some work to do. You guys have to also, like I said, focus on yourselves. Stop allowing people to disrespect you. Stop allowing people to degrade you. You have to have boundaries and standards for yourselves, okay? If he's calling you out your name, if he's embarrassing you in public, if he's not claiming you, if he's not investing in you, you know what I mean? Then he has no stock there. He has no intentions of building a home with you. If he's only concerned about chilling with you and not really even dating you and getting to know you, or allowing you to get to know him on a real level, you guys need to go back to the drawing board and really reevaluate what you're doing, okay? And like I said, you got to be careful in the beginning too, because a lot of you guys talk way too much, okay? You give people the blueprint and then they become the type of character, the actor, the representative that you're looking for, and then they love bomb you, okay? They take you on all the dates, they spend all the money, all the time on you, and then once you become comfortable, you over here bringing them home, introducing them to your kids or your child, telling them about all your exes, your past relationship, your mother, your relationship with your mother, your relationship with your father, telling them about the type of work. You just telling them too damn much, and then they know what to become for you. And then what do? You sleep with them, and then everything changes. That attention goes away. The dates may stop. He's not doing the same things he was once doing before. And that's because you guys have to learn how to really be patient. How to be patient. How to let people really show and prove who they are. You know what I mean? Show and prove. I can say anything. You could say anything. A man could say anything to make it sound good. A lot of people out here are narcissistic, overt or covert. It doesn't matter. A lot of people are out here just dating for the hell of dating. A lot of people out here are dating trying to erase that first love that fucked them over or broke their heart. A lot of people I see out here, women do it a lot too. They never really healed and let go of that first heartbreak, and they're trying to constantly get that back through other people. It's like you're not even ready. You don't even have a real concept of what you want because a lot of you guys don't even know who you are. And I tell you guys all the time, focus on yourself, focus on your own journey. You came here for a bigger purpose than to be somebody's girlfriend or somebody's wife. And to be honest, a lot of you guys, not everyone in this lifetime is even meant to get married. Let's be real. That's why I said in my last live that you have to come up with your own concept of what a relationship is for you. Stop trying to follow the blueprint and the model of the you get to a certain age, you meet the one, you get engaged, you get married, you have a kid, you buy a house, you get a dog, you drive a minivan. Like that shit, that's not everybody's reality. Not everyone wants that. And just to be honest, even if you did want that, a lot of people aren't even designed to have that in this lifetime. Same thing with the whole twin flame saga that I cannot stand. You know how many people can would not even be able to stand in the same energy if they had a twin flame in this lifetime? Because I don't believe that everybody has a damn twin flame in this lifetime. A lot of people can't even handle a sacred or divine soulmate. Like you wouldn't even be able. A lot of people don't even know how to stand in that energy. A lot of people think that these soulmate relationships will put an end to all their suffering, but you have no idea what it really means to even be with a soulmate or a twin flame. You have a mission. If you don't even know where you're going on your own, if you have no idea, no direction within self, you think that you're supposed to get with another person and then y'all supposed to what, figure it out? Stop it, okay? Who are you? What is it that makes you who you are? Where are you going? What do you desire? You know, so many people can talk for hours about the type of shit that they don't like. But if you were to ask somebody who they are, what do they like, what brings them joy, they probably wouldn't even know. They probably would you to death. Um, um, mm. Half of y'all don't even know. And that's the sad part. But yet you believe that someone's supposed to come into your life and love you in a way that you've never even thought you could be loved, but you don't even have half of that for yourselves. And it's crazy and it's frustrating and it's painful to tap into so many of you guys' energy and see that you're suffering and you don't have to. And for anybody who's here, who subscribed to me, anybody who's wrote me or left a comment, anybody who's had a reading from me, I am not dragging you. Let me make that very clear. I am not judging you. I am not dragging you. I'm not even really thinking about you. I'm talking about a collective energy that I have witnessed, not even since I've been on YouTube, just in life. Okay? I'm talking about life. I'm talking about experiences. Okay? So don't feel attacked because I know that so many people carry a victim mentality and get out of that. Get out of that because no one's doing anything to you. Your ex did not do anything to you. You know, your parents didn't do anything to you. A lot of people are just conditioned that way because they're repeating cycles, they're repeating learned behaviors. That's why I always tell you guys about forgiveness. Literally, when you think about how a person did you, understand that someone did them the exact same way. Okay? That's how I analyze forgiveness. It's not about, oh, it's cool you did that to me. It's good. Nah, it's not good. But understand someone also did that to them, if not multiple people. Okay? So when you understand where a person is coming from, and if you are supposed to, be spiritual or godly, then you will understand the concept of loving like God loved, forgiving, because you connect more with that person more than you think. You have more in common with the person who dogged you or did you wrong than you think. Okay? So, for women out there, anybody who's listening who I don't know. What am I supposed to do now? Give like pointers on what to do? I feel like I kind of been doing that, right? I feel like I addressed the issue. I stated what needs to be done. I don't know. Maybe I should just go to the comments. Sorry, you guys. I've been like staring off into space. I haven't really been paying attention to your comments. I do apologize. Um, okay, so you said understanding where someone comes from doesn't necessarily heal you. It's just sympathy for what they've been through. Okay, so what I would say to that is understanding where someone's come from and why they may have behaved the way that they did does help with the healing process. It does, because when you understand that this was not even intentional, maybe on some people's part, like this was a learned behavior or it was something that they're repeating because honestly, they haven't taken the time out for themselves to actually address the issue and heal it from themselves. They're just operating off of buried pain. Then you are more able to really release it. And that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying you have to sympathize with them or feel sorry for them. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying when you know where that mind frame comes from, that conditioning comes from, you are able to release it. For example, I talk a lot about people repeating trauma from their childhood. A lot of people have these severed or broken relationships with their mother and their father, which is their first love language. You learn it from your mother and your father, from seeing how they treated one another or the absence of not having them there, or seeing how, or just being a witness to how they treated you or how they loved you or how they cared for you. When you understand that they were only operating at their highest potential, meaning they were loving you as deeply and they were caring for you as much as they were loved and as they were cared for. A person can only do as much as they know. A person can only love you to the capacity in which they have been loved. Is this making sense? Because, there's always those ones who want to come in a chat and, correct you. I'm not here to debate any of you. You're not going to get that from me. And I'm not looking for anybody to kiss my ass and to agree with me. That's a part of doing the work. You don't really need anybody on your side because you have a deeper knowing, a deeper understanding. So I guess what I want to go into, thank you guys. I guess what I want to go into is just knowing how to move forward. Let's say for those of you guys who have been doing the work, who have been truly like loving yourselves and setting guidelines and boundaries when it comes to other people in your lives. And I'm talking about all relationships, not just romantic relationships, but you need boundaries to be set in all areas of your lives. It really comes from respecting yourself and truly valuing yourself and knowing your worth. Understand, ladies, that your worth does not lie in between your legs, although that is something that should be garnered and protected. Honestly, saved for someone who has shown and proven time and time again that they are here for you, that they're showing up for you, that they would do anything for you, that they would sacrifice for you, that they would lay it all down for you. Somebody who is trying to close the deal, meaning you're engaged, you're their wife. They not just talking about it. Don't fall for talk. You have to allow someone to show and prove, okay? That's who you should be laying with. You should not be laying with anybody who does not have, anybody who does not have, damn, I'm losing my words. Anybody who does not desire to take the relationship anywhere with you, who doesn't have the desire to seal the deal, to lock it down, okay? You should not even be entertaining those type of people, okay? Not even just good intentions. Somebody can intend to do right by you and still do the complete opposite, okay? Like I said, you have to show and prove. Allow somebody to prove to you who they truly are. Don't just believe people for who they say that they are. You have to allow time to really be the judge. And a lot of people are in a rush, or you feel like you have to be the one to take leadership over the relationship, or you have to be the one to guide him or push him in the right direction. Stop doing that. If a man truly wants you, if he truly desires you, if he has a future for you in his life, you will know. I talk to so many people every single day who question, is this the one? How does he feel about me? Is one of the biggest questions that I get. And I'm like, if you have to ask, then you already know. You already know. Because if he felt any way about you, if he had a place for you in his heart and in his life, you would know. It would be so evident. You would not have to ask. You would not have to have the talk. He would be showing up time and time again, improving. And like I said, you can't just base that off of the first few weeks or the first few months, because a lot of people know what you're looking for, especially if you're one of those people who's constantly in the need of being in a relationship. You need to be in a relationship. You need to be with someone. If you're constantly needing, then you're coming across as desperate, and they prey off of that. Those of you guys who think that men or people can't pick up on your desperation, you're sadly mistaken. I'm sorry, but it's evident in your energy. Energy does not lie, and it will repel people from you, or it will draw in savages, okay? Who are looking to prey off of you because they know what you're looking for, so they're just going to show up and be that for you until they get what they want, and then they're going to disappear, okay? So understand that you're truly a goddess. You should be the gift, not the prey. Okay, you're the gift. You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to audition. I don't want to go back over the same thing, but make sure that this person honors you. Make sure that they respect you. Make sure that you have some sort of common interests. I say this a lot whenever I get the religious card. As I say all the time, I don't read the cards as they are. You guys know, if you've been watching me for a while, whenever I pull the religious card, I say you may have been from different upbringings, or you may have differences of opinions, or you may have different beliefs in religion or spirituality. Some of you guys are super spiritual, but then you go after like a fucking atheist. I'm using extreme examples because, I mean, why not? But what I'm trying to say is, you guys are picking people who are not in alignment with your beliefs, your lifestyle. You guys are picking people who you don't even have common interests with. You guys are picking people who don't even get your sense of humor, you know? Like, and then you're trying to make it work because they got potential, or because you feel like you're about to hit a certain age and you're supposed to be married by now, or you're supposed to have this amount of kids, or you're supposed to be living in this neighborhood, and you're supposed to be driving this car. And like, stop it. Stop doing that. Stop settling for potential because you're scared to do the work, or you're scared of being alone. When you become who you are, like truly who you are, you won't be able to keep them away from you. And I'm not talking about them as in just, you know, regular degulars, the men with the potentials. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the real ones. They'll just be chasing you every damn where, and then that's when discernment comes in. You know, if something doesn't feel right, if it rubs you the wrong way, discernment should kick in. You should be so grounded in your belief in your spirituality that those red flags, your inner gut that I talk about, aka your inner God, will speak so loudly to you, you'll be able to cut them the fuck off and walk away and not feel no way about it. I'm going to tell you guys a funny story. I'm not going to tell you when this took place. I'm just going to tell you this was a period in my life where this was actually a thing. And you guys can judge away all you want, but I really don't care. So I went through this period of a 24-hour deadline. You guys are probably like, what the fuck is that? I don't even think it's a thing. I did not read this anywhere. I did not see this anywhere. It was just spiritually led. Let's just say that. For some reason, every time I would go out, I would be leaving a nail salon. I would be going to, my little metaphysical shops. Anywhere I would go, as soon as I stepped out of my car, it was like a man was handing me not just his number, but like a business card, like, hey, I really want to get to know you, da, 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 the whole spiel. And I would be like, I'm not going to be mean to anybody. So, I'm just, I'll take their card. Okay. And I'll go about my day. This was happening everywhere I went. I went to, a hookah lounge. If I went to a friend's event, poetry night, people would just be handing me their business cards. And I'm like, what? Not for business purposes. Okay. For dating purposes. But, they wanted me, I guess they wanted to let me know that they were businessmen. I don't know. But, I wouldn't actually call all of them, but the ones that I was like, let me give them a little shot, I would hit them up. And if the conversation was dry, if there was no real initiation on their behalf, because women, stop chasing men, don't chase them. You should not have to intrigue anyone into being interested in you. You are interesting. You're the prize. Hello. So after 24 hours, if nothing sped up, if nothing clicked for me, if I wasn't feeling it, if you were not, like I said, being the initiator, I would put you on my block list, never to look back again. Some of you guys are like, it's 24 hours, not enough time for them to show you who they are. I don't care. Spirit told me, put them on the block list. I'm not wasting more than 24 hours. If it's dry, if you're not really being upfront about who you are, if you're just waiting for me to initiate conversation, initiate anything, I'm putting you on the block list because there's nothing here. If the conversation ain't aligning, if it's not feeling right, I put you on a block list and I'm not thinking about it ever again. I don't care about all them good morning texts. I've woken up to the good morning texts after a boring conversation with you the prior day or whatever. And I wouldn't even respond back. I would just put them on the block list because I don't need you to hit me with the good morning texts in order for me to feel special. Okay? That doesn't work for me. That's very mediocre. Okay? So, yeah. I don't know why I even told that story. Oh, discernment. Yeah, you guys have to have spiritual discernment. This comes from, like I said, being spiritually grounded, being so led by faith. Think about it like the bird box, okay? The bird box had a lot to do with not being able to see, but having to rely on your instinct, having to rely on something bigger than yourself, being led literally by faith. A lot of you guys claim to be spiritual. A lot of you guys claim to be religious, and I'm not here to take that away from you, but I'm here to question that. And I want you to question it too. Because if you were so spiritual and you were so religious, that means that you believe in a higher power that governs your life, that you work with in order to create your reality, co-create together. If that is true, then why are some of you guys questioning so much who's the one and when are they coming? Because if you believed in this higher power, if you really studied, if you really was grounded in your spiritual practice, if you had a daily ritual and you trusted so much, then you would not question it, nor would you search for it. There's no such thing as, I do believe in divine timing, but there's no such thing as waiting. Because if you were all of these things, if you believed in this power, then you would know that you're not waiting. You would know that you're actually progressing. Because in that time where you are quote unquote waiting, you're actually so busy with yourself and becoming a better you that you don't even notice that you're about to be 30 next week and you still ain't married. That doesn't matter to you because you're taking care of yourself. You're loving yourself. You know that no matter at what age, you are still the prize. You're still the prize. You know? You guys have to get into a different mindset. I know that everybody, is falling for the hype. I'm not saying you can't have a hot girl summer. I'm not saying you can't have fun. But I'm saying be responsible in doing so because a lot of the people that are feeding you these lies have a completely different lifestyle. It's kind of like when Beyonce was talking about all the single ladies, but she was going home to her husband at night. Okay? It's kind of like that concept. Don't feed into the bullshit and don't allow the bullshit to be fed to you. Okay. You'll know who the one is without a shadow of a doubt. Understand, everybody questions things. Everybody has a right to, seek guidance whenever they want to. I'm not knocking it. I'm just because I do it. I answer these questions all the time, but it's just it's painful for me because I just know that you guys deserve so much better. And that's why I'm so raw. I'm almost too raw in my personal readings. And I know some people probably are like, damn, like I didn't sign up for this shit. But I would rather be I would rather be that asshole that you guys probably think I am, which I'm not. I'd rather take that L than to see you guys out here believing a lie, you know? So you'll know because that person, that one that's really meant for you, like I said, they will mirror you. And I'm not talking about in a karmic way. I'm talking about they will align with your purpose, not only your purpose, but they'll also align with like a lot of your beliefs, you know? You guys will have like a lot of the same interests or like the same type of mindset, you know? You'll know. And they'll also be very patient with you. They won't be the one that's trying to hurry up and chill with you. You know? They won't be that one that's, trying to get in your business, figure out what you bring to the table. They won't do that. They'll just be interested in sharing themselves and their life with you. Okay? They'll be investing their time, their energy, their emotions, their finances. They'll be investing in you. Okay? If you don't have somebody that's doing that and making you their number one priority, then more than likely that's not the one. If you have somebody around you who's stingy, you can't ask him for shit, you can't depend on him for nothing, that is not the one. Okay? You need to run and don't try to fix them, okay? You're not their mom. Don't try to build them up. Don't try to make them into Mr. Right. Leave him alone. Um And if you have somebody that's trying to fix you all the time, every time you're around him, he makes you feel uncomfortable. He makes you feel like you shouldn't be who you are. He doesn't like this. He doesn't like that about you. That's not the one. That's not the one. Okay? Um and like I said, you'll know because they won't just chase you for the gratification of getting you, and they don't just want you to say that they had you or to get something from you. They'll let it be known. A lot of you guys already know this, but maybe you just needed to hear it from someone else besides like your friends or your family members. I don't know. A lot of you guys know this already though. I feel like everyone knows. You have an inner knowing. For some people, maybe it's not as strong because they haven't developed it. Like I said, you haven't gotten spiritually grounded. You haven't dedicated yourself to your spirituality or your religious practice, whatever you're into. You haven't put that first, and then you haven't followed that up with self-love and self-care. And a lot of you guys really, maybe you're misguided because you don't really know what you want. You just know what you don't want. Figure out what it is that you truly desire and then become that. Really live it. Really become that. And stop lowering your standards. Stop falling for potential. Don't do that. We've Everyone's done that. We've all been there. We've all seen the potential in someone. But the thing is, you're not supposed to keep repeating that pattern. You can't say, "Oh, well, he meets these things on my list, but not these. So I can just work with this and I can." No. Stop trying to make it work. Stop it. Don't do that. Don't tolerate any disrespect from anybody. The moment that he disrespects you is the moment that you need to kick into goddess mode and understand who the fuck you are. You are the prize, and you need to get moving. Stop thinking about, oh, I wasted this amount of time. Look, no experience is ever wasted. The only reason why a lot of you guys feel like you wasted time is because you slept with that person. And now you've created soul ties and karmic cycles with that person. Okay? But understand that they still don't owe you shit. You need to move. You need to move forward. If you go in, with that type of mentality, you've already lost. If you feel like that's all you have to offer, you already lost. Okay. So, and best believe for those of you guys who are repeating these cycles and you're sleeping with these people and you hope that someday they're going to see your full potential and they're going to see you as their wife, I can bet you anything they're chasing that one that's not giving them that one that's not cooking and cleaning, the one that's not answering their every text, the one that's not answering their every call. They're chasing that one who's mysterious as hell. They don't know nothing about her. They can't figure it out. They can't get her off their mind. And when they can't get to her, they're coming to you, you know? So, uh, I don't know. Let's see. Once more, I wasn't even looking at the chats. I'm sorry, you guys. Once I go off on a tangent, I just cannot stop. So, I am not as old as some of you guys may think that I am. Someone said they're curious about my age. I just have, I don't know, fucking Aquarius moons. I have so many placements in Sagittarius and Scorpio, and I don't know. I feel like, depending on like certain placements and certain experiences that you've had, and if you're wise enough to like really learn from it, really take it in, then, and also I just talk to so many people, or should I say, people talk to me. I talk to so many people. So many people approach me and talk to me over the years, and I feel like I've counseled so many people before there was like, this whole, YouTube situation going on. So I learn, you know what I mean? Yes, Sagittarius, we learn. Like, even if it's not through our own experiences, we can literally tap into other people's experiences and live through that, live through it and then learn from it as well. So I feel like I've done that too. And I've also had so many spiritual awakenings before I even knew that it was a spiritual awakening. I've had so many that forced me to literally do the work, go within, do the work. So I can just speak to people on a different level because I can tell who has done the work and I can tell who needs to do the work, you know? And I told everybody in the last live that I did that there's no shortcuts. Trust me, I remember like praying for shortcuts and signs to just, get there. Just, can I just bypass this shit and just get there? Like, I tried it all. I tried it all. And there was no shortcuts. All you will do is prolong your healing, prolong your blessings, and you'll be, I don't know, 50 and you're still where you should have been around 28, 29, 30. You'll still be going through those experiences where you should have already, been in a space where you are, whole. I don't want to say be in a space where you've arrived because there's no such thing as arriving, because if you arrive, like if you're done growing, then you're leaving this plane. You don't need to be here no more. But you should definitely be in a place where you've progressed, where you've developed, where you are whole. Let's just say it like that. So I have an Aquarius moon. You're an Aquarius rising, a Cancer moon. That's dope. Aquarius energy is something else. Like, literally, I own being a weirdo. Someone got mad at me because I was calling you guys black sheep for a minute. And I understand the dictionary definition of black sheep, but I love being the black sheep. I love not fitting in. I love being different, thinking different, moving differently, operating differently. Like, I love that shit. I do not get offended easily. And I don't see that there's any issue with being a black sheep. A lot of people don't want to be viewed as an outcast, or, the sore thumb that sticks out, the ugly stepchild, whatever. Like, I don't mind. I like being different. I do not want to fit in. And I feel like my Aquarius energy plays into that, but like Sagittarius energy as well. Also, again, my Scorpio energy. And I also have a lot of 12th house energy as well. which I don't really talk about a lot. But it definitely shapes you or makes you see things differently. Oh, you're welcome. I'm just here to help. I really am here. I'm happy that a lot of you guys are feeling like you're getting into a different mind frame, and I see that a lot. A lot of people have commented on my videos and say, you know, you've really been helping me on my journey, and I'm like, oh my God, thank God, because that's what I do it for. I don't want this to be a waste of time. And I don't want people just to come here in the hopes that I'm going to say, you know, tomorrow you're going to meet your soulmate. I hope people aren't, you know, here for like, I don't want to say the wrong reasons. There's nothing wrong with wanting to hear about your, you know, your possible future and what's coming in. There's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like there is an issue to a certain extent if you are depending on these type of messages but you're still not doing the work. You feel like if I come here and this person says this, and if I go there and this person says that, then I can just sit back and relax because guess what, my soulmate's coming in. Like, that's a problem when you depend on this as your only source or your only guide, and you believe that now you don't have to do the work. Everyone has to do the work. Everyone has to do the work. And I feel like that's a responsibility that people who were called to the light and who answered the call and got on the stage, like me, it's a responsibility that we have to actually be real and be honest and give the background story of it all and stop leading people to believe. And I'm not saying anybody's doing this. I'm not talking about anyone in particular because I know that there's probably a sensitive Nancy somewhere in here just waiting to, you know, lash out. I'm not talking about anybody in particular because honestly, you guys, I don't even be watching people like that. I really don't. But it's a responsibility. You know what I mean? This is not a phase. This is not a wave. This is something that I have been waiting for literally all of my damn life. All of my life, I could say. I've been questioning things, desiring more, wanting to know more. And all of my life, I felt like the only one. Okay. So I had a major shift around like 2016, 2017. Um, oh my gosh, I don't even know if I should go all into that, but I had a major shift, or there was a major shift on earth, should I say, where I really started owning that shit. Like, I didn't give a damn. And I started owning it and I started stepping into it. And I realized that the world would never be the same and that other people were also starting to wake up finally. It was people talking how I talk. There was people having the same thoughts that I was having. I started receiving so much confirmation. I started realizing that things that I was doing naturally that I did not know was a ritual or this was a thing or this had a name to it. I started to realize that it fits somewhere. It belongs somewhere, if that makes sense. So I've been waiting for this spiritual era, this wave, to come in for a very long time. And I know that there's others like me out there who have been waiting for this time too. So while a lot of people are living in misery and they feel like it's the end of days and, you know, all that other BS, I feel like, you know, it's a fucking amazing time to be alive, okay? To be witness to this, to be a part of it, you know? And that's why I take the work that I do so seriously. I don't like playing with people, you know? I don't like playing with people's lives. Like I said, I was called to the stage. I was called to the light. I got on the stage, and it's a huge responsibility, but I also feel like I've been training for it as well. So if that means that my channel will take off in a new direction, then so be it. A lot of you guys are probably like, are you going to still do readings then? Like, I didn't say anything about not doing readings anymore. I'm just saying it's becoming harder for me to to deliver certain messages without sounding like a fucking pessimist. Like I don't want to sound like someone who's constantly I don't know, giving out negativity because that's not what I'm doing at all. But I know that some people, like I said, they come and they want to just hear, they just want to hear that today it's raining unicorns and there are flying pigs. I know people want to come in and they want to just feel good, and I just can't be a feel good reader. I have to be raw. I just have to be. So, there's even a disclaimer on my website. I just say, don't book with me if you're not receptive to the truth. Meaning, you know, if you come to me and you hope that I'm going to tell you that this person you've been on again, off again with for 5+ years, if you're coming to me looking for me to just say that's the one for you, it's all going to work out. And then I ask spirit and then they give me a different answer. I'm not going to just say, hang in there. You're right. Things will work out if that's not what I'm seeing, you know? So, thank you. I am a Sagittarius sun in the 7th. I am an Aquarius moon in the 10th, and I'm a Taurus rising. So, my chart is literally ruled by Venus, and I have an 8th house stellium, and I have 12th house energy as well. So, my chart ruler is Venus. So, and my sun sits in the 7th house, which is ruled by Libra, which is also ruled by Venus. So, I literally was born to talk about relationships. I was born to experience relationships. So, yeah. Oh, Angelica. So you probably really vibe with me if you're a Sag rising and Aquarius moon. Then you guys kind of understand where I'm coming from. Yeah, that's true. Relationship with self first. And I've been saying that from the very beginning. For those of you guys who don't believe me, just go back to my earlier videos. Just click on one. I've been talking about self love from the start. I've been talking about emotional intelligence from the start. I've been talking about being spiritually grounded from the start. I've been talking about following your own path and figuring out what your life purpose is from the start. Okay? From the start. And I tell people time and time again, I'll give people readings too, and they're worried about their love life. And then all throughout their reading, spirit will be like, you need to focus on your career. You need to get into a spiritual community. You need to get spiritually grounded. You need to, and people don't want to hear that. People do not want to hear, hey, guess what? Now it's not the time for you to date. Maybe even in the next few years, you're not supposed to be dating. You're only supposed to be focused on yourself. People are like, oh, hell no. Just give me the man, give me the relationship, and I'll just figure all that other shit out later. You know, people don't want to actually work on themselves. Oh, wow. Steve, thank you. I think that's my first, you know what? That's my first, what is it called? Super chat. Eva, thank you. You said we're a perfect match made in heaven. You know what? Speaking of Facebook, you guys, I do have my Facebook, but if you haven't noticed, I don't like Facebook. I'm not ever on Facebook. I do apologize. But I don't like Facebook energy. I've been like that for years. I was talking about the energy around Facebook probably over 8 years ago, maybe 7, 8 years ago. I was telling people about Facebook. It carries a very toxic, very negative, low vibrational energy. A lot of people get on there and they spill all their relationship drama, and then the next day they're posting pictures talking about how in love they are. It's I don't like the energy on Facebook. I feel like it's just a place for people to be nosy. It gives people ground to talk about you and to gossip about you. I was telling people I didn't like the energy on there a long years ago, and that was before people started going live and harming themselves and harming other people. But it was like I felt that shit coming. Like Facebook energy is just it, like I said, it's just low vibrational. I don't fuck with it. I can't vibe with it. I don't even like the look, like the aesthetic of it. Like, I don't like it. It does something. And that could be the case for all social media platforms, but for some reason that Facebook, to me, it just people on there with just no direction, no purpose, no life. Just people on there just they're just consumed with other people's personal business and drama because they're too busy outrunning themselves. They won't deal with themselves, but they'll get on there and wait for you to post something so they can go talk about your shit. Like, I don't like stuff like that. I just can't. I just can't. IG can be toxic. However, when it comes to IG for me, like, of course, I use it for business purposes, but I only subscribe or follow people who think like I think. And I'm not saying that you have to think like me for me to like you. No, I like different perspectives. But what I'm saying is people who are really about that life, who are really spiritual, people who are really uplifting, people who are funny as hell. Because I love me some comedy. Okay, I love me some sarcasm. I am super sarcastic. Like, if you really knew me, I would have you on the floor. But I like to watch or I like to follow things that are like inspirational, uplifting, things that are super raw too. I love me some raw shit. People who just give it to you how it is. You know, I love that. I love people who are just super authentic. And that's the type of stuff that I surround myself with, because you guys have to be aware of the stuff that you are allowing to entertain you, not just the stuff that you are the people that you are entertaining. You have to be aware of the things that you are allowing in your psyche, the movies that you are watching, the shows that you are watching, the like I said, the social media outlets that you are on constantly that are showing you certain images and that are putting certain things in your subconscious mind, okay? You have to really be aware of everything that you digest, okay? It's important for your spiritual evolution as well. And just your mental and emotional health. Like, there's so much stuff that I just don't subscribe to. I don't even pay attention to. That's good. I'm happy that you guys are aware. This is why I have no fears. That's dope. Don't even get me into fear. Um, Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't even think I've ever had cable as an adult. Yeah. I'm like everybody else. I have Wi-Fi, you know, and with that, I feel like you can pretty much, connect to whatever outlets you want. But yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. I went over someone's place before and they had cable, and I was so irritated because okay, first the TV was on, a movie was on or whatever. And do you know that I think I was there for like an hour or so? And do you know the whole time all I can remember is commercials? I can't even tell you what movie was on. I'm like, are people really out here paying for commercials? That shit's crazy to me. Everything is literally an advertisement. You know what celebrities are to me? Well, most of them. They are walking billboards. Think about it. They're walking advertisements. They literally get you emotionally invested in them, and then they start selling you shit. Like, most of this shit is about selling you something, getting you involved in something, taking your energy. Yeah, but that's why I can't really fuck with cable or TV for the most part. Like, even right now, the TV's off, but usually I'm listening to some type of music. And even that, you have to be very careful with the music that you're listening to. Like, everybody wants to listen to like their ratchet, like their turn up shit. There's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes you just have to listen to something that's a bit more high vibrational. Yeah, IG will have you fooled, okay? IG will have you fooled. Don't fall for the hype. IG has people aspiring to be everything but themselves for the most part. There are some really cool, authentic people on there, but for the most part, you know, there's a lot of, again, misleading pages and people who are just pretending. Your psychic said get a divorce. She's always right. Oh, okay. Well, how do you feel? What does your higher self tell you to do? Hello, welcome, welcome. I don't know if some of you guys are coming in or if you've been here or if you're going in and out. I don't even know. You said watch The Greatest Hack on Netflix. I'll have to check it out. Oh, thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you for the super chats, you guys. Hurt people, hurt people. I'm sorry. I'm going back through the chat because I haven't really been looking. Oh, wow. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you for the super chats, you guys. Um, love your honesty. Okay, I think I've seen these already. I don't know why, but it won't allow me to go back into like the earlier parts of the chat. Um, I helped you make a big decision today, Carmen. Oh, I'm happy. I'm happy anytime that anything that I say or do or share with you guys helps anybody out there. That's what I'm truly here for, you know? I just want to help people, like seriously, like sincerely. I want to help people. I just want people to be the highest version of themselves. And I'm tired of seeing people, you know, in pain. I don't want to see people be stagnant anymore. I don't want to see people chasing people, places, things that no longer serve their highest good, that don't align with their highest selves, okay? You can't listen to regular music. It'd be like that sometimes. I went years without watching any TV or listening to like the radio or anything like that, anything mainstream. I went years without doing that. Life past 7, sometimes we just dip and disappear. Sagittarius are like that a lot too. Like they're good for like quote unquote ghosting people, but understand that if a Sagittarius ghosts you, they probably warned you ahead of time. You know, they probably told you, but you didn't listen, and then they dipped on you. And most of the time when we leave, we don't return to your life. We don't feel a need to. Thank you. I want you guys to stay true to yourselves as well. Yeah, I have a lot of Sagittarius followers. You need a reading from me. My website, lawdivination.com. But I don't know. I was supposed to be finishing the pick a card readings, you guys. I was trying to do something different, but I don't even think you guys are even feeling the pick a card readings. I feel like you guys like the old way, the old format. Like, let me go to my the views aren't even like a quarter of what they usually are. So I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's my energy because I've been, you know, holding back, like really going in. I don't know. Maybe it's a shift. Maybe you guys just don't like the new format. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Thank you. I'm happy you loved it. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just going to finish, I guess, the rest of the readings. I left off on Virgo for the pick a card readings for the month of September. But then I'm thinking about just going back to the regular format that I usually use because a lot of people love the whole detailed aspect. They love how detailed the readings are. Yeah. Can't wait for Aquarius. Can't wait for Pisces. I guess I'll be getting to it. What time is it over here? Okay. I don't even know how long I've been on here, but I feel like I went on, oh, it says 81 minutes. I feel like I went on a tangent. Okay. I probably was all over the place. You enjoy the silence more than anything. I used to do that too. What do you do? Do you like spend time like just indoors in silence, or like when you drive, do you like not have on like Pandora or the radio, or do you like just sitting by yourself in nature? Thank you. A lot of Pisces moons. Yeah, Pisces moon is super powerful. That's a super powerful placement. You know what? I think Michael Jackson had a Pisces moon. I believe Prince also had a Pisces moon. Virgo ascendant. I love Virgos. I love their minds. Almost like Gemini mind. Another Pisces moon. I have a lot of Pisces in my chart. Well, I have 12th house energy in my chart. Libra moon. I love my Libras. I love all the signs. Don't even get me started, because then you guys are going to be like, you just love everybody. I do, because there's something unique and special about every sign and every placement. Oh shit, you a Scorpio moon. Beyonce has a Scorpio moon, I believe. Spiritual and psychic Pisces, yes. Capricorn moon. Capricorn moons are powerful as well. Um, what can I say about Capricorn moons? You guys are interesting people. Capricorns in general are very interesting people. I really want to say very strange people. Yeah, I noticed a lot of my divination tribe, like a lot of you guys have like a lot of strong like Sagittarius energy, and I mean, I guess that's because I have Sagittarius energy as well. But yeah, you guys are strange. You guys have like the a really how do I say it? Dry sense of humor. And I actually like that type of sense of humor, because I feel like I have like this unique way of expressing my humor as well, because maybe it's because my Aquarius moon sits in a 10th house. 10th house is ruled by Capricorn anyways, so, and Aquarius is co-ruled by Saturn, so Capricorn and Mars. Saturn. I love Saturn, you know? If you really want to get structured, wait until you go through your Saturn return. Life will never be the same. You become a logical Pisces lately. That's interesting. Head over emotions. Yep. I feel like you need an equal balance. I talk about that a lot in my readings, using logic, using intelligence, not being only led by your emotions. A lot of times your emotions will play you. Your bestie's a cat moon. Oh no. That must be annoying. Not the cat moon thing, but someone who has a lot of ego issues, or even someone who feels like they're in competition with you. Like, you know how many people are dating people who are in competition with them? Yeah, Saturn energy can be rough, but it's so needed. If you have like a lot of Capricorn energy around you, like individuals with like heavy Capricorn in their chart, then that's a telltale sign that there's something that you need to learn or you need to really get structured, okay? Just like if you have a lot of people with like heavy Scorpio energy around you, more than likely you're about to go through like a major transformation. I always talk about death and rebirth because I feel like I've died so many times in this life and come back. I don't either, Talia. I don't know. I don't do that. I give so much love. I give love to people who don't or who would never give the same love back. But that's the whole idea for me. Like I don't shout people out or I don't do things with the hopes or the expectation of someone acknowledging me. Because I understand, like, even on this platform, a lot of people see other spiritualists or readers or whatever as competition. And I don't. I'm not even, I don't worry about it. I show love to so many people. I've shouted out so many pages and things like that that I've watched in my community tab. For those of you guys who follow my community tab or like get my updates or whatever, I shout people out. Nicki Minaj, I feel like she's very calculated, to say the least. Yeah, she is a Sagittarius. She knows exactly what she's doing. Hi, Bri. I don't know if you just got here, but I don't know. I might be wrapping things up. I definitely been on here for a while, but if you missed it, just go back and listen to this rant. Leave your comments below. I'm sorry if I missed anybody's comments. I did try to like scroll back up, but for some reason it's like it cut off. So I don't know. Just go back and once it uploads, just leave your comments or anything that you want to discuss or talk about in the comment section. And like I said on the last live, I will try to get more structured with this, but who am I kidding? You know, I'm just all over the place. But I will start to like take like topic ideas if you guys leave them, and then when I come back in again, we can like discuss it or address it or whatever. Um, yeah, I think she is a Scorpio midheaven. Yeah, that Scorpio energy does rub people the wrong way. I do it all the time. But I just had to get comfortable with the idea that I'm not for everybody. So, I mean, if you feel offended or you feel some type of way, then I would just advise you to go ahead and reel it on in and check what's going on within yourself. Because if I literally did not direct something at you, like if I did not specifically direct something at you, if I did not say your name, if, you know, then I'm not talking about you. I'm not even coming for you. I'm not even thinking about you. A lot of people feel offended easily these days, but it doesn't help having like heavy Scorpio energy in your chart because a lot of people feel deeply offended and deeply attacked. And it's like, whoa, I'm not even thinking about you. Um, oh, thank you, Dream. I appreciate it. I want to be, you know, like I said, my intentions have remained the same. If you don't know what my intentions are, they're under my about tab here on YouTube. My intentions have remained the same. So you would love to talk to me. You know what? I want to, and I keep saying this, I want to create something. Like I do have these services on my website where it's like, what's it called? Cosmic Chat, or I have two services that give you the opportunity to like have these type of conversations with me. But I think it's kind of ahead of itself or ahead of its time because I don't think people really understand what it is or what it means. But I would love to, maybe I need to go back in and like revamp it and offer something like this where you can just like hit me up and we can like literally just go in, like just talk. And I've said this before under my community tab, but I feel like a lot of you guys don't even need readings. You need a friend. Like legit. You need some, and I'm not talking about a friend like, because a lot of you guys don't even know what a friend is. Don't even get me started. Some people don't even know how to be a friend. But you need like a confidant, somebody who's not going to tell your business. And let me just put that out there. Everything that we discuss, if you've had a reading with me, best and believe that no one has ever seen the emails, no one has ever seen the text messages, and no one has ever heard your name come out of my mouth, nor have I told your business. It don't work like that over here, okay? Everything stays between us. So I feel like a lot of people need that type of honesty and loyalty just in their lives, period. Especially amongst females, women. Like a lot of women do not know how to be a friend. Okay. You know, I'm like I'm so loyal until I I am shown that I should not be. Let me just put it that way. And then I just cut you off. I'm not about to dog your name out, tell your business. I have people who I am no longer friends with or connected to, and I know so much shit about them, and I will not ever tell their business. That's not doing nothing for me. But I'm going on a tangent again. Okay, so what I was trying to say is I do want to get to that level or get to that place where I can offer that type of service or I don't know, create something, do something that gives especially women that opportunity to just talk to somebody who's going to tell them the truth. Just tell them the truth. I feel like I do that already in my readings, but I'm talking about without arts, you know what I mean? Like just tell them the truth. Like you can come, you can be open, you can be honest, you can spill your heart, everything, and someone who's going to give you constructive criticism and just be real with you without judging you. And I hope none of you guys felt judged today by anything that I said. I think I said that earlier that this wasn't directed at anybody, but I have to repeat myself sometimes because like I said, people, there's a lot of people who love to play victim. But you have to go. I can't even remember what the damn service is called on my website. It's like cosmic conversation or cosmic chit chat or it's something, girl. People don't read. People don't even go for those type of things. Maybe like I said, I have to go in and like revise it or something. I don't know. Maybe I need to just come up with something new, but I've always wanted to do that more so than anything. Just have like real authentic, like raw conversations with women, and maybe it will help something like click, or maybe you'll be able to like see something from a different perspective. Because a lot of times when it comes to the type of friendships that you have, a lot of women have a hard time opening up and trusting somebody that they call a friend because they know deep down inside this person messy as hell. This person come to me and tell me all of such and such business, so I can't trust them with mine. A lot of you guys are carrying out relationships like that and calling those people your friends. A lot of you guys have very superficial friendships around you. You're hella spiritual, but the person that you're kicking it with and going out with, all they want to do is party all the time. All they want to do is drink. All they want to do is smoke. All they want to do is chase dudes. And you deep down inside, you don't even connect or align with that. So, yeah, I want to do something like along those lines. Yeah, the truth does hurt. It does. And it's hard being a bad guy. I know no one's calling me the bad guy, but trust me, when you see a lot of the fuckery and then you call it out, you do feel like an asshole. You do feel like a bad guy. It's very hard for me to be like, damn, did I go too deep? Damn, did I hurt such and such feelings? Like, I don't want to hurt your feelings. I just want to help you, okay? And I remember at the end of some of my videos a few months ago, I believe, I was saying something along the lines of sometimes you need to be broken open in order to let what you are carrying around, that baggage that no one's claiming, sometimes you have to be broken open in order to release it. And there is a difference between being broken open and being broken down. I'm not here to tear anybody down. I'm here to just, like I say, pick at your wounded Chiron a little bit, because a lot of you guys walk around trying to protect what really hurts, what's really wrong with you. And you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to heal unless you really address it. Okay. You're not going to heal and you're not going to get anywhere. And you can't continue to cover it up. And relationship after relationship is not going to heal you until you have a relationship with yourself and you're a relationship with something bigger than yourself, source, the most high. Okay. And maybe on a different live, we can get into trauma, because trauma does play a major role in your ability to actually love, not only love, like give love, but also to receive it. A lot of people, a lot of women, and I kind of touched on this earlier, a lot of women, especially, you may have met someone who was your match or somebody who was really trying to love you, but a lot of women don't know how to receive. And a lot of women have been conditioned to believe that they're not supposed to receive, they're supposed to give, they're supposed to nurture, they're supposed to heal. And even that within itself is an issue. Okay. You have to be able to receive love as well. You cannot just be on the giving end. You know, it's an equal give and take, and a lot of women can't receive it, even men too, because they never had an example. They don't know what that looks like, what that feels like. And a lot of times it's trauma that's blocking it as well. Childhood trauma, abuse, sexual trauma, you know, and it hurts, and people don't, usually talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want anybody else talking about it, but you need to talk about it. Yeah, you'll during your self giving, you will. Yeah, childhood healing is important. It is important. That's why I tell people that, you may have at one point been victimized, but you're not a victim. If you are still living and breathing right now, you're a survivor. So it's time for you to change the narrative. It's time for you to change your story and turn your pain into your gain. And a lot of people don't like to hear that because they've been telling that same story. They've been the victim for so long that they don't even know who they are outside of that story. And you can't allow that story to live you. You have to live your life. But let's see. You do. You create your own reality. You do. Yeah, you do choose the role that you play. You got to go back. I don't know when you got here, Talia, but you got to go back to the beginning of, I don't even know. You just got to watch this whole damn live again if you just got in here. But I did talk about the roles that people play. I did. A lot of people are acting, seriously acting, and a lot of people are falling for actors as well. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and end this now and let you guys do what you do in the comments. That way I can come back in. I guess I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of the pick a card readings and get those uploaded. Hopefully they're all done by the end of today. But I love you all. I really do. And I really do want the best for all of you guys. I want you to reach your full potential, and I want you to see just how fucking amazing you guys are. So many people are walking around not even knowing who they are, their true power, their true strength, their true purpose. I want you guys to seek every day to be a better you. Just take baby steps. And yeah, I guess that's where I'm going to leave it. Thank you guys. Thank you guys who donated. You guys are awesome. I love you guys so much. And I will see you in the comments. Bye bye, you guys. Until next time.